Hello, and welcome. I'm Nick. Welcome back to another edition of the DooM WAD Travelogue. Today we're doing something very special, something we haven't done before. We're going to keep playing a WAD that we started on a previous week. Oh man, are you excited like I am? Have you had a cup and a half of coffee already, even though you've only been awake for like an hour? It's a weird feeling. For those of you just joining us, maybe go over to YouTube, which I've linked below the Twitch stream, and I keep throwing up on my Twitter. I took the thing with my Twitter name off of this shot. Okay, maybe I'll fix that one day. This is going to be an episode. We started playing this WAD, the Slaughter Spectrum. There we go. We started playing the Slaughter Spectrum last week. It's only 4 maps long, so we did 2. This week we're just going to finish it and get it over with, because also it's maybe my favorite one of these that we've done so far, and I just want to know everything about it so I can have it inside of me where it keeps me warm. 2, main point of the show is that everybody's locked inside, so, or more or less supposed to be staying inside, so in order to keep from going stir crazy, we're still going to go to new and exotic places and explore them. We're just doing it digitally in the form of community built Doom WADs. User generated content. I love it. I hope you do too. 3, we are here to explore the spaces, not to beat or overcome the challenges. So I have no qualms playing it on the easiest difficulty setting and then dropping into God mode anyway, which, if you were here last week, these maps are hard. More than I care to deal with, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into God mode as soon as we get started here. And this is actually going to be really interesting, because what we get to do this week that we have not had to do in a previous week is I need to figure out how to load a game of Doom. I'm not convinced I have ever done that in my life, because you're playing Doom 1, it's episodic, and you can kind of, if you got the time, you can sit down and beat 1 episode in 1 sitting, so that ain't that bad. Doom 2, you can get about 1 episode in and then need to take a break, but I don't know if I've ever felt like comfortable with the levels I've beaten to pick back up. So every time I've played Doom 2, I've started back from the beginning. I don't know what the latter 2/3 of Doom 2 look like. I've never loaded a game for that because it didn't feel right somehow. And these WADs, I have saved games. We're going to pick them up one day, but today we're not. Reverse it. Today is the first time that we're going to. Usually we not. Like Boy Scouts. Let's get into it. I assume we load by saying load. We're here, where that's on that. My preview stream. Okay, no, it's fine. I do find this interesting that these are autosaves from... Okay, these are from Slaughter Spectrum, because they're colors. That's how you know. But these are from Mutiny, I believe. That's the hard save for Mutiny. I forget which save was Scum. Uh-oh. Sounds familiar. And y'all is... Okay, I remember that big fall. Y'all... Okay, y'all was Deadwire. Okay. Oh, yeah, it says Deadwire. Conical. Yeah. Let's load Conical. That's in this WAD. Okay, map... We're already in God mode, picking up like that. This music, and it's all green. It's all green. Ooh, hey, let me turn that down in my ears a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay. What do we have? Right, I just gave myself everything because I think it even gave us the BFG in the last level, so like, it's just like, hey, here's everything. I just capped us out on everything. Yo, these dragons on the floor are dope as hell. Oh, man. Look at how smooth they are. Do you know how many line depths it takes to make something this smooth? Look at it. Look at this. Yo. I wonder if there's like some sort of tool that somebody's built where you could just go into like Illustrator and do like Bezier curves and draw everything that way, and then have them like flattened into Doom levels, and then you just go in later and like set all the... Oh, even look at the... You know, this is... You don't see it too often because... Again, even though theoretically the map info for Doom is for flat maps, when you want to create a ledge, you do it by offsetting floor heights. Or not a ledge, but like a dividing line. Even if it's just step height, so it doesn't block your movement, it just creates a division. Here they've just drawn one and left it flat, and like... That's interesting. God, even over here on the edges, look at how round they made this. That looks good up there. Ooh, nooks. I need to do more nooks like that in my maps. This whole process is just inspiration for me, you know? There, that's a tiny step. Did I mention the part about a cup and a half of coffee? A cup and 5/8 coffee. It does not take me 8 sips to get through a cup of coffee. Not a door. I love all the stained glass work that they've used in this WAD. It's very Quake. We could do like a special Quake edition of this. How many custom levels? I don't know anything about like the Quake custom map community. I take that back. I know one that I really like, but only because it was somebody's like kind of like a portfolio map set that included a remake of Hangarmageddon Doom E1M1. So, yo, this transparent. Now that looks good. Ooh, I want to play with that. Hey, can we go through there? Can we cheat and go through there? No. Okay, fine. Let's play. Okay, we were talking about that before. Why is that different? Ooh, does it matter? Probably not. Not a door. Not a door. All right, let's look for buttons. I think this is where we started. This feels like a nice green space. Wow, even the banner's up there. This is so nice. I just love this room. I could just hang out in this room. If this room and none of the rest of the map, which at this rate, oh, there's like something over there that really looks like there might be teleportation happening. Teleportation trickery. Portals, if you will. I'm so in love with this room. If this room alone was like a Rocket Arena map, I would love that level. Is this a door? Not a door. Okay. That's a button. Yeah, y'all. And now they made it all messy. Nice little altar over here with yellow. Oh, yeah, okay. Where did y'all even come out of? Okay. Actually, if this room was like a, oh, what is that map? Actually, I think it is the, like, quote-unquote Episode 1 finale of Doom 2. Dead Simple, where it's, like, the big square in the middle, and it's got, like, the 4 pillars with the mancubi on them, and then like you keep hitting switches that open up more parts, and it still ends up being just like a big like kind of like a big square arena. Like I feel like I played a lot of that in Deathmatch, the few times I did play Deathmatch in Doom 2. But yeah, it is basically just like an expanding arena. If this map ends up being like that, nope, this is ooh. Oh, this is such a nice courtyard too. Wow. Just gonna go like castle versus castle here. I don't need to deal with them. Oh, I love this space. You know, if I'm going to keep making references to later games, a little... Maybe it's because of the space and the castle versus castle, but a little bit of Facing Worlds. Gotta love Facing Worlds. Shout out to Danny O'Dwyer. There's no real reason to make that shout out, except I know that dude loves that map. So what do I gotta do to trick YouTube into picking this as the thumbnail? You know, one of it's auto-generated, because I don't like taking the energy to go into like Photoshop, or actually, can I hit... That took a screenshot. I'll see if I can mess with that. That might be the smart way to do it. Because, you know, I don't do a lot of this streaming stuff. This is like, this series has been like the most consistent I've been doing any sort of live streaming. And similarly on YouTube, like I've done some stuff. I want to do more. Not a Switch in this case. Oh, it's all glowy. This idea of like the stuff that you want up on pillars is neat. I just love the overhead beams. That's such a... It's so much work to actually build them, but they look so good. I gotta play with custom skyboxes too. I love those. I love being in space castles. And yet Doom Eternal, I had issues with. But like the so I'm still like kind of trying to nail down the basics of streaming and YouTube, and like, hey, when do you upload it? You got to make sure that when you have like a series that you're building, you want to make a playlist that's easy to get to and easy to find and share and all of that. And so elements like building custom thumbnails for each of your shows is like, I know how to do it conceptually, I have it down, but like getting into the not even muscle memory, but just making sure that like that is a piece of the process that I do. Was that supposed to be on top of that? Oh, more angled ceilings. I almost didn't even notice them. Man, these castles look really good. Like, I really like the, again, if you go back to last week, the map 1 of this WAD, where it was like free floating platforms that were connected and just had like some castle style elements to them. I was really a fan of those. Oh god, there is so much of this map, huh? Oh, and there's like an outside that I was in and didn't even realize. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of like, oh, okay. And then, yeah, it becomes a slaughter room. Got it. That's... Again, like, the challenge of here's just a lot of dudes has never, to me, been the interesting challenge of a Doom map. It's always kind of been the anticipating traps, anticipating doing your, not to sound like a specific kind of nerd, but to do your like slicing the pie into like awareness, looking out for monster closets, looking out for figuring out the mechanisms of a space, and like, okay, here's the level that reaches the bridge. Do we need the bridge? Can we skip that? Wow, there's are we going to have to basically do a thing like this again? Oh, Archviles? That's rude, because what if they resurrect the Cyber Demon? That'd be mean. Or like it's the... Yeah, okay, I was talking about this last week, so I'll try not to harp on it that much this week, but like... What? Oh, okay. Make it interesting combinations. Like you look at how like a pain elemental here is, right? And they add the lost souls, even though, which are kind of just floating and annoying, and scream, which is actually an interesting way to hide noises of like, hey, if you want to secretly open doors, put in a bunch of lost souls, their screaming will block the noise, right? Basically, like, think of enemy team comp. You can make an interesting combat encounter through, you know, wave composition. And a lot of these maps, they don't focus on that so much as just like more is more. Like, they're just like, hey, I'm going to cap you out and I'm going to give you something extremely, extremely hard, just messy ways to deal with. And like, again, these are the kind of maps that I feel like were the people who like these maps are the fans that Doom Eternal was like leaning harder into. And that just ain't me. Give me extremely limited resources that make the simpler encounters more tense. You know, if I only have like 4 shotgun rounds left, but you give me, like 6 things that I want to kill instantly, but you make them different, then it's like, okay, make me choose it. Like, make me think a bit more. These kind of push you to think faster and to definitely like push your like reaction and some amount of first assessment, but they're not necessarily puzzles, I like a good combat challenge that is a procedural puzzle. Alright, let's get out of here. I have skipped topics so many times at this point, I'm basically completely lost. Oh, it's full out here now. Cool. What if I just didn't? What if I just didn't? Did we... Oh, we did get a yellow skull. Oh, it was on top of that pillar that I thought maybe the Megasphere missed. Megasphere? No, what is... No. Yeah, The blue ones are soul spheres, the yellow one are megaspheres? Do this to open those doors back up. Okay. Structurally, oh my god, there's just so many of them. Structurally, this is what I asked for usually, right? Like, it's like, okay, we're kind of using monster closets to refresh areas. We've been through here. There was some challenge. We finished it, and now we're going back through and we're reusing it. And they've put a bigger challenge into it to make sure that the difficulty curve is upwards. But y'all... Are there any more Archviles out here? And I do wonder how much the like pro strats for this genre of levels is somewhere in the realm of like let them fight each other, like just work on avoiding damage and let the crowd grind itself out. But okay, even if you want to say that, even if you want to be like, hey, here is the you know, quote unquote trick to it, like, and it's weird because somebody call me? Okay, no. It's something I learned from VHS games, which is that not playing isn't necessarily fun. So if your pro strat is to just like kick back and let it work itself out, then like really let it play out, hide and let it play out, and then just clean up. Like, it's like an auto scroller. How come we aren't just taking out, you know, the part of the wave that we have to wait for, and then putting and just skipping right to like the level of cleanup? And just dealing with that, if that's like the fun part that we're actually going to engage. Yeah, I didn't even hit that arch vial. It just kind of just took care of itself over here. And like, I hope I'm right, because the thing that I'm trying to say here is like I'm not even trying to say it's dumb. I'm trying to engage with it. I'm trying to understand what the appeal is, because people do it. It's become like a major thing. Like, clearly there's an appeal to it. If it was bad, then it would probably just like stop, right? Maybe, who knows? I'm gonna hit that. Why not? Oh, I love these. These have to be wall decals, but they look good. Like, that's just like a good style. Show me neon line art dragons. What's up? I don't know, but even then it just seems weird to me that, like, okay, so is your... It sounds like an auto scroller to me, you know? It's just like, it's like, all right, here's a part where you just kind of, you deal with it by waiting it out a little bit with like a couple of like key points where you interject yourself, and it's like, okay, I don't know a single speedrunner who enjoys auto scroller levels. Like, not to say that the people who like to solder maps have the same mindset as speedrunners, but I mean, maybe they really don't. Am I crazy for seeing an overlap here? I hit one switch on the wall, so there's another switch to hit, which will open. That's the way, so we go this way. And we finally hit this. Aha! Yo! Is this a teleport? Those are Mancubus projectiles? Yeah, no, this is... Okay, we're back into my floating space castle dreams. How am I framed up? Am I leaning in too much? Oh, I'm all over the place today. Okay. This is cool. This is cool. Or, okay, here's maybe a more direct comparison. An extremely direct comparison. And can lead to another topic if I remember to come back to it. No, that's just a big thing we go over. What is all of that stuff on the left? Oh man, this is... Ooh, these are nice lava pools. Ooh, nice use of... Oh wait, no. That's another space over a space. This should be impossible. Alright, let me go down here. Yeah, you can go... I need to learn what the trick there is. But yeah, that should be impossible. By vanilla Doom, which clearly we're not in because of all the things that you're doing, because scripting, yada yada. Old subject. Angled. The more direct comparison could probably be to Danmaku Tofu Bullet Hell games, curtain shooting, which at the higher levels, okay, it becomes this thing where your first priority is sort of damage avoidance, right? Those are cool. They're cool. Yeah. Nope. Great. I love timing. Oh, that's a cool dragon though. But there are okay, so when I've seen those games, yes, you're trying to deal damage to beat the boss and complete the combat sequence. Let's see how much of this I can do with shared terminology. But there are times when actually the final phase of the boss will be... I thought that floor moved. The final phase of the boss is, here's an extremely hard pattern that they don't have a health bar anymore, they just have a timer. So then that is this weird moment of just okay, yes, we've kind of created an auto-scroller again. It's the only challenge is survive and wait this out against this really... I do like the floating buttons. What did that do? Did that unleash these two guys at the top? Alright, do the big shaky. Oh! 3, 4 wheel? Cool. Which yes, there is but okay, so maybe, I'm just trying to think, maybe that's the kind of mindset that we're going for. We're yes, sometimes we're turning the damage avoidance into the main challenge, and that's what you're looking for. So this is a weird, naturally timed version of that, because there's not a direct timer on the screen that you're just waiting to run out, but there is this timer of waiting for them to deal the damage to each other to wear themselves down, And there is a challenge there, and I hadn't thought of it. It's not the speedrunning challenge, but it's a challenge, and maybe that's what some people are there for. Again, still not me, but what's the other game that I played recently? Fury. Fury is a game that does that with its bosses, where some of the phases are just wait out the damage and then do the one hit at the end. Wait out a long period of damage and then do cleanup. Yeah, okay. Alright, so that's something that there's an audience for. I wonder what that crossover is. Now what? And also, what was the other subject that I was about to say that one led into? Right, these opened up, so there's buttons in here. God, and these lines from the walls to the floors, oh, it looks so good. It looks so good, and just the time it takes to build a level like this in the Doom engine, that's the part that constantly astonishes me, honestly. Yeah, what's up, y'all? Oh. Yo, that's a lot of them up there. It's a lot of them Sky Boys. I was gonna say it goes into the bullet dodging, into the danger waiting. You know what? Right. Because talking about looking at it as maybe the whole point it is a exercise in being a bullet hell, right? So working backwards, if we look at it as like, okay, what if the overlap here is that this is for like the bullet hell fans? That makes a lot of sense, because when we look at it, we look at all of the enemies that they're using. Like, yes, they're using the bigger, spongier enemies, but it's also that it's only enemies who are using the projectile. There's no sergeants, there's no rarely chain gunners, although we have seen some on this map. But Cacodemons, Mancubus, the Dukes and Barons, Imps, Revenants, all the things that have bullets with travel time, you know? And they give a lot of rockets, so, like, that's what it's going for. And, like, there is maybe... So my sort of pet theory is that all video games trends towards Instagib. Like, maybe this is something I came up with years ago, like, kind of post Unreal Tournament. This may have been around the time of Shoot Mania, where they decided, what if we made a game where not the only, but the primary weapon was two-shot Instagib? It's like everyone has 2 pips of health, and your main gun does 1 pip of health, and there you go. And that's what sort of helped. It's like, okay, I'm not crazy. Other people have thought of this too. But so that becomes like first-person shooters, right? You look at Unreal Tournament, you look at, again, Facing Worlds, you look at Instagib map. Kind of the 2 ways you go are either Instagib or Rocket Arena. Those are sort of like the 2 ways that you go, whether you like bullet travel time or not. And, like, yeah, looking at the enemies that they're using, which are kind of the squishier ones, it's also because they're the ones who have bullets that you can kite and you can dodge around, and it becomes this, you know, it's hard to dodge Instagib weapons. Like, honestly, this same, like, amount of enemies, but they're all sergeants and soldiers, like all of the, you know, the 2 hit and chain gunners, and the Spider Mastermind has a chain gun built in. Whoever. But that would make it all hit scan weapons, and that gets kind of impossible. And there we go. Here's this. Right, and Cyber Demons who shoot tons of rockets forever. But yeah, this is kind of in the bullet travel time realm of shooting games. Trend away from Instagib. Which I'm kind of into. I think that's actually where I'm at. Like, as much as I thought games trend towards Instagib, like, I am more of a Rocket Arena lead your shots fan. I like to lead my shots, yeah. I'm not good at it, but that is what I like to that is the skill that I enjoy working on. How about that? Yeah. Huh. Which, I gotta be real, is something that I did, like, something that I always think about with Doom is, like, while, like, I don't want to say everything else, but, like, so many first-person shooters did move towards actually people just want, like, railguns and insta-gib at the end of the day. Doom is a game where, or like in my mind, Doom is you with a shotgun versus imps, right? But what that means is that it's you're the one with the hit scan weapon versus which. So the other thing about the shotgun is that it is like it has like an ideal range. You either want to be really close, which means you're abandoning the or you're giving up available reaction time to dodge shots. But also you can't just snipe from forever away with it, so it's also not pure railgun. It is a like limited range railgun. But versus a lot of things, which they all have travel time, which means you actually do have far more ability to dodge shots than they do, which let's see how else I can relate this to things. Into the Breach, the thing that made that game work is that there was no anticipation of enemy movements. It told you, hey, here's everything that the enemies are going to do. You get to move before they do it. So that was, turn-based, but it was you go first. In the same way that if the player has a hit scan and enemies have projectiles, essentially you go first. And it's like, hey, you're going to see what's coming. You have all the time in the world to dodge it and like make your decisions. We'll see if you dodge everything or if you goof it up, right? Let's just get out of here. Not the exit. Okay. Hello, telephone. Oh, fun. Oh, fun. God, I thought Shoot Mania was such a good idea. Like, maybe some crippling goofs on execution, but not even in a way that, like, it ruined it, but it's just like, oh, you get what people want, but you're not exactly dishing it out the way that people are going to want it. That is so many guys. I have nothing to say. That's just so many guys just to it's like carving, it's like whittling. It's like, hey, I need to carve smaller monsters out of these bigger monsters. I need to carve a usable monster out of this ridiculous oversized monster. Oh, did it flatten all of this? Wow, it flattened all of this, including the part up here. Oh, and those are still up there. That's an interesting way to get you away from it. See, this is why I'm here, though. All the interesting things that you're doing with the geometry, with the architecture, the level design, the way the space moves and changes. Oh, now we can finally get to the middle. Eventually. Wow, am I really out of, like, rockets and everything? Cool. I will say the difference is that to make more Toho comparisons, because why not? It's my stream. I'll be whatever kind of geek on it I want to be. And this is the thing to consider. This is a cool inflection point where I decide where I get to examine and discover what my preference is actually. Whoa! Hi! I did not realize that had become a hole. And then I fell into it. This is stupid. Like, maybe I'm doing it wrong and it's stupid because okay, to be fair, I'm not playing it as intended. We've been over this. Oh, this is the start! I remember the start. In a bullet hell game, a lot of times when the bullet spread gets this dense and demands this level of evasion skill, there's only the one enemy. So I guess I'm wondering what the comparison point is of, like, total, like, HP difference here, because, like, if there was one enemy here that was putting out this many bullets, I fell in the hole again. I want to look at that hole is the thing. Don't say that too loud. Some people will take it in a different way. Yeah, it's a cool hole. Ninja Turtles live here. But like, yeah, what's if this was like if this was a boss fight, like if it was one cyber demon, but who put out this ridiculous spread, right? Or maybe there was only, or like I'm kind of into the way that, you know, if one cyber demon came out the front, but then all these ledges opened up, so we have our, like, side turrets, so that way there's one thing if one point shoots and spreads out, it's another when 3 different points shoot in at you, if that's the challenge shape that you're looking for. Whatever, to that guy. Not a fan of the style of combat map, or of the style of combat in these maps, but that map was dope as hell. We didn't go to that whole other place, did we? Huh. I just wonder if I would still feel as upset about it if there was one character who just had a massive health bar, you know what I mean? Like, is it in a way better that it's multiple little enemies, because then you have like it's just like if you consider the health, the like HP of that mass of monsters, then as you watch the monster slowly die, that's essentially the same as watching a health bar go down, except maybe it feels different because you have, like, oh, individuals are being defeated here, and there is a sense of just like one guy who you're watching their health bar go down, they don't get any less dangerous, but a mob is, because you have less entities making attacks, the mob is getting less dangerous as its health goes down, right? But I'm just trying to think, like, you know, because it's a matter of like feel, right? Because if it was one enemy, like one enemy that puts out that much damage would have a health bar of a given size, but I bet it would have less total health than the sum of the health of all the monsters of the mob. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if I were to make one of these, I would make variants of the monsters. So like there would be like regular imp, and then I would make mob imp. And the thing about mob imp is it would have like half the health, right? So it's just like, as long as you look at it and there was a bullet going that way, it's taken care of. So that way we bring like the HP bar of the mob down closer to what the HP bar of the single boss would feel like. That's what I would do to make a map in this style, but adjusted for my tastes. I think that's what I'm saying here. We've done one of the two maps that we're going to do today. Let's see the end of one of these WADs, shall we? Instead of just listening to me flap my gums. Void Noir. Void Noir. Yo. I believe I also said this last week, but I would love to be on a life-size marble checkerboard. At the end of this, here's what I want to run. No monster Doom map jam. No monsters. Make the most interesting map you can without monsters. That's what I'm now thinking. I think that might be cool as hell. I think that'd be extremely interesting. This is going to be one of these, huh? Okay, down to the right is where we started. Let's go up to the right. Oh, I love an antechamber. I love an antechamber. Okay, good. The only one we haven't done is up and to the left. That's new. Or is it? Oh, Super Shotgun stuns them enough? So down and to the right is the start again. We said up and to the left. Oh boy, okay. Also, what is all of that I don't believe we actually touched, but how about up and to the right? Okay. Oh man. Okay, but like a spaceship made out of chessboard floating in space. Is that a Homestuck? Touch. Hi? Oh, look at that. Oh, hello. No, I stuttered you with my damage output? Well, it doesn't always work. Alright. Let's try her down and to the left now. Nope. Let's go... Oh, wait, these are different. Different down and to the right. Yeah, that's our start down and to the right. Coming up. So that's going to be wrong. Let's go across from the start. Okay. This is new. That's wrong. Oh, weird. I feel like this is cheating, but this ain't no Lost Forest, boys. Do I look like Kiefer? I ain't lost. I would love to see like a little pillar like that, which has a completely different space inside, even though it's just like a tiny cylinder. Like you look through it into a big, not corridor, not cathedral, a courtyard. We just did this, didn't we? Maybe? They are different, though. Okay. Spiky boys. Nice spiky boys. Alright, let's, I don't necessarily... we're gonna do it that way, huh? Okay. Hey, door. Okay. I had a feeling that when the door closed, we would end up in a different zone. Alright. What did that do? Did that... Ooh, look how close that room is, because that has to be a room just for the sake of, like, preserving the illusion, right? Oh. Okay, only 26 monsters. No secrets. Don't like this. Hey, what if I just... Alright. Okay, this... Whoa, hey, what's up? Okay, so there's 4 different rooms and 4 for east, and there should be a total of 16. We've gone through maybe 8 so far. These 4, and then there's like 1 more pod. Wrong game terms. That could be it. That must be it. This opened up. That's cool. That's cool as hell. Excuse me. Who said you could be that cool? This goes out here. Ooh, yeah, ooh. Okay, kind of tripped over it. Oh, and now we're out here, and the portal went away. Now we're stuck out here. Oh. But this is still cool. Ooh, this is, I would love to linger in this space. Please don't ask me to leave. Oh. There he is. Something opened, dropped. Yo, even this? Oh, this is a fantastic space, let me tell you. What moved? I love this. I love this being out here. Am I doing something? What? Something's happening. Alright, you know what? I love this space. I don't want to love this, or I don't want to leave this. But I'm gonna let's take more screenshots. Again, a very quiet teleport. That's pretty cool. Oh boy, it's choking on this a little bit. Is it gonna be 4, or do we think that's portals and it's just we're looking out on 1? Oh, that's portals, because that's me. Oh, that's cool. Did I mention this is cool? I love a big massive space that secretly is folding in on itself, and you just realize actually I'm in this tiny little cube. I was a big fan of the subway station scene from, I'm guessing it was the second Matrix movie. Don't know if I'd say I was a fan of the movie, but I was a fan of a lot of elements of those second two movies. All right, let's have at it. Let's have at it. Something woke up. Ooh, what if we enter the nowhere? It sends us back. Okay. There's a guy there, right? This is such a cool zone. It's not super saturated like the other maps were, but between the teleporting and the... Oh boy! But yeah, between the actual design of the rooms themselves and the use of portals in this level, oh, this is rad. Great abstract floating space platforms. Not enough space crystals. I could use a crystal or 3 more. Okay, so this is a portal here. Oh, hey. New button. Done. Ooh. See? That was good. You have a gimmick. It's short. You can have a challenge. That doesn't have to be that challenge. That was great. I love that. That was cool. That was also the last map. Secret. We're entering the infinite void. That's me. That is what I love to do. So again, going back to things I learned by reading the documentation, I guess. It's good. You should do that sometime. It's the 4 levels that were not used for the whatever the other WAD they were intended for was called. But this map is specifically was going to be a hub map. It was going to be like a hub and spoke level system. So this is that hub. Doesn't connect to anything because the rest of the levels aren't there. But it's in here, and it's a cool floating space castle with space crystals. So, and it starts by saying entering the infinite void. So, you know, I'm about it. So, I guess I can start. Also, it's extremely Star Road is what it is. It's extremely Star Road. Wow, look at that. Yeah, no, these were really cool. I guess I had a lot to say about spent a lot of time talking about slaughter maps and challenges and styles of challenge and stuff like that. But this is probably the one we just came out of, right? It's closed off. But no, this is really cool. Just the like this is so good and shows a lot of talent from a lot of different aspects. This is really cool. Like kind of like overwhelming such that I don't quite know what to say about it. Hey, let's enter this space temple. and that just looks cool. But yeah, that's it's good. It's good gimmicks. Like there's definitely like, okay, like combat puzzle elements or style of combat encounters aside, everything I see here is things that I want to see more of. I love all the marble. The use of portals was really cool. Some good uses of good ways that the manner of progression is altering the level behind you and then going through refresh spaces. Just good decoration all over the place. Good floating abstract castles. All of the detailing here. I don't know. I'm just overwhelmed. Every part of this really impresses me and is to my taste. So I don't think I have anything useful to say about it after this point. And then it locks you in. And then you go to space. And then credit roll. Cool. So that's the end of that. I don't think it took as long as it took us to do the first 2 levels. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for joining me. Stay inside, wash your hands, stay safe, and join us next week. I already know what I'm going to do next week. A little more grounded and hopefully a little more to my combat taste, so I won't just complain about slaughter maps the whole time. But yeah, until then, take it easy. Be safe. Take care of one another.